Hey, what's up? It's Tiffany. Before we get started on this week's episode, please be sure to send us your requests at booshakalakapodcast@gmail.com. You can find us on Twitter X, booshakalakapod. You can also find us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Instagram at booshakalakapodcast. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Booshakalaka podcast. I am your host, Severely Depressed, and I'm joined by my co-host, Pierre.
It really was no miracle. What happened was just this. The wind began to switch, the house to pitch, and suddenly the hinges started to unhitch. Just then, the witch, to satisfy an itch, went flying on her broomstick, thumbing for a hitch.
God, I want to say Nightmare Before Christmas, but I'm thinking Wizard of Oz?
Yes, what? Nightmare Before
Okay.
Christmas? What the hell?
Well, the cadence sounded like, what's this? What's this? There's white things in the air. What's this? I can't believe my eyes. I must be dreaming. Wake up, Jack. This isn't fair. What's this? That's what
that song used to scare me.
I believe it. I truly believe it. So hey everybody, we are back to review Urban Legends. Final Cut. Urban Legends with a Z. Should have been a Z.
Begrudgingly.
I begrudgingly did Scream 3.
I don't want to hear. No, Scream 3 was a masterpiece compared to this movie.
The synopsis for this movie, and I actually read through it this time. At Alpine University, one senior student will be awarded the prestigious Hitchcock Award for Best Thesis Film, virtually guaranteeing the winner a film career in Hollywood. Amy, Travis, and Graham are student filmmakers who would love to make it big in Hollywood. But first, they've got to survive their last semester at Alpine, a renowned film school where the competition is killer, and someone is killing the competition.
I guess that one's okay.
Not too bad.
This movie is trash. It's bullshit. We start off with this scene we start off with a plane scene. I'm thinking it's snakes on a plane, but then it turned out to be Soul Plane. Let's join the Mile High Club.
Wow!
And so, of course, I don't know how people do this because, like, being on planes as much as I am, I'm like, how do y'all work in the bathroom when the bathroom is like, I don't know.
The bathrooms are significantly larger in movies for some reason.
And then it's just like, I don't know. It just seems like impossible to me. And maybe if you're in, because first class is view. Okay, I don't know. And so
maybe if you're on one of those huge flights, that go from cross country, like a flight that's going to Japan is probably going to be at like two stories and everything. Maybe there.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
But yeah.
And so of course the couple's in the bathroom. He eating her cookies. And she's loving it. And then,
who screams like that?
There's some turbulence. They hear a noise. They go out. Everybody did. The oxygen mask have been deployed and everything. So it's like we find out why the turbulence is, but they see a creepy thin man.
I was thinking they should.
And they go running through the plane like there's somewhere to damn go. Of course, the pilots are dead. That's why they were experiencing the turbulence in the cockpit. This whole get into the seat, start flying a plane. You find out it's a movie.
Mayday! I remember the first time I watched this, I was like, why is this terrible? This acting is terrible. Is this really the movie?
No, she's just a terrible actress in the movie. It's like, I know I've seen her before, but I cannot think of her name to save my life.
She was in Legally Blonde.
That didn't help at all. Well, so was the guy.
You know what? Recently, she was in Valentine. She was the friend with the guy that wanted to have the threesome.
Oh, how lovely. And so we get a lot of people that I've seen before. But yeah, so they're all film students. They're filming this movie. Everyone knows she's a terrible actress. Nobody fucking cares. This is when we get introduced. How the fuck did you not remember that Reese was in this movie? Because she's like throughout the movie.
I kept saying No, I misspoke both times. So the first time when we recorded this and you asked me who was in the sequel, you asked me if Brenda was in the sequel and I said no. I meant to say something else. And then on the last podcast, I meant to say Brenda again, but I kept saying Reese. Yeah, so
Okay, because
I knew what I was saying. It was just coming out wrong. Yeah.
yeah, because we Reese is in this movie, and basically her exposition is, the murder.
Wait, no, you're not going. No, you will not do this. If I have to take the reins on this, so be it. You're not skipping that. I got like three sets of notes before that. No. So we
We
meet
just
our
get
rag.
introduced. We're just in the classroom. I didn't think you cared about that. You always penalize me for going over every single part, so I didn't think you cared about the classroom.
Okay, so we're at the university, and I am really unsure of what the weather is because sometimes we see them in short sleeves. Sometimes it's super cold. I
It's
don't
snowing
know.
today. It's snowing today.
Yeah, it's off the charts, and yeah, like I'm not sure. So we see Amy running for no reason, and then we
Mhm.
open up to like all the film students, and I guess this is their last. They're talking about their last thesis before graduation, and you can be considered for the Hitchcock Award, and it basically provides you with money, grants, all this stuff to basically make it in Hollywood. So this is a very sought after award that all their kids are trying to get. So then they're just exposition right in the beginning, and then after the meeting, Amy is walking back, and
In
then
the fucking snow.
Amy is walking later that night in the snow, and all of a sudden this police car pulls up, and it's like Shazam, and here is Reese. Reese is back. So she says, "Baby, what you doing out here in the cold?" And Amy's like, "Oh, I'm just going to the library." Ah, get in here. It's too cold out here. Get in here. So Amy gets in the car and sits down. And then Reese goes,
You
"So
ain't gonna ask me my name.
just like that? You ain't gonna ask for no ID?" And Amy says, "Do you have an ID?" And she said, "I ain't got no ID."
I hate Reese in this movie. They
How?
made her so racist. She
No,
is
they
such
made her. Yeah, they backpedaled and pussy popped for her because
like
she definitely was a different character. But yeah, so we see Reese, and so Amy asks Reese about this lion that's on Reese's dashboard in the car, and she's like, "It reminds me of the movie Coffee by Pam Grier, and in her lion she had a gun hidden in it." And Reese is like, "Oh yeah, that's my favorite movie, but here's my gun right here, trimmed in gold. I got my gun trimmed in gold, just like her."
because I'm
And
a whole lot of woman.
Amy says, "Well, I kind of like Foxy Brown a little more." And then here comes Reese. "That's my sister, and she's a whole lot of woman."
It was just like but
So Reese tells Amy. So Amy is saying she can't figure out what to write her thesis about while they go over the bridge to the library. It's literally like a 35-second drive to where she was going to. And Reese tells her about the murders at Pendleton, and she's like, "Yeah, there was a series of murders, and the chief of security. I didn't know she was the chief of security.
she was on security there.
Hello."
She basically lets her know, like, the exposition is, the murders happened, but the well, shit, the president was dead too. So I guess, like, I don't know, the higher ups were like, they wanted to cover up the murders. They didn't want it to get out because it's a prestigious school. And so because she didn't agree with that, they fired her. And so she couldn't find a job anywhere. And this was the best job she could get at an entry level position, but she still got a gun in a car. So I'm like, well,
and she's still the only motherfucker on campus.
Like, bruh.
What was the budget for another police uniform? They could have upped the body count. So, Amy, well, she's like, "Yeah, the urban legend, blah, blah, blah." Amy was like, "Oh, that's a good idea. Maybe I'll write my thesis about urban legends." And then she's like, "All right, thanks, Reese." She gets out of the car, and then we get a close-up of Reese's face. She's like, "Urban legend, my ass."
It was so painful. Her scenes were just... Yeah. And so we're
God,
ready. Can we go to the bar now?
Yeah.
I have issues. So we're at the
With
bar, and you see this guy flirting with this girl.
Lisa and Travis.
Damn. Okay, so Lisa and Travis are flirting.
They said Travis Stark's fucking name 100 times in this movie.
I was gonna say Trav.
Remember.
I was gonna say Trav because they.
What is this? Gym Class Heroes?
Because they were calling him Trav, and I'm like, what do you have going on that you have to drop the "is"? And so
she's the only one I got.
So they're, I think they're old friends because he's just like, he wants her to be in her film because he's like, you've done all my films, and she's just like, yeah, I know. So it was like, I don't know, like, are y'all dating? Are y'all flirting? What's going on? So they asked for 2 drinks. Well, she asked for 2 drinks, and this part I call bullshit on. They asked for the 2 martinis. They set the martinis down in front of the bartender, and then you just see a black glove sprinkle some shit in both glasses. And I'm just
Yeah,
like,
why you got your gloves on inside the club?
but how did nobody see that? Like, there are people at the bar that they're at, and the bartender's right there going back and forth. So it's like, and the glasses are right here. So how did you not see? Like, don't play with me. So then he comes around and he gives them the glasses, and of course she only takes a drink, and I'm like, okay, again, this is not. And she takes a drink, and he's like, don't you have a flight tomorrow? And then he just gets up and leaves. I'm like,
it's always best to fly drunk or something like that.
But I'm like, what? He just gets up and leaves. Like, he don't take a drink. He
didn't ask for the drink. She asked for him.
But
I think she was kind of like really flirting with him, and he was just kind of like entertaining her. He had to get back to his film. You know, he had so much on his mind. He probably agreed to go out with her for a drink, and he's like, all right, I gotta get the fuck out of here.
That just seemed odd to me. So she just continues to drink. And then Toby? That's Toby. Toby rolled up. Being all fucking creepy and weird. Like,
what is going on? Hey. How you doing? What's up? Don't you think we should be working together? She's like,
who are you? I didn't even see you come to the damn door. Like, it was just, yeah, creepy. So she's like, let me pack up my shit and get the fuck up out of here. But this pisses me off too, because as she's tasting the drink, she realizes that something's wrong with it. Maybe it was, I don't know, it was that fucking talcum powder. And so
baby powder.
So she go walking in, she's immediately stumbling and shit, like, what's going on?
I would, if that happened to me, if I knew I was fine and then I automatically feel terrible and I'm not with anybody at this bar, I'm going back up to the bartender and being like, hey, something's going on.
So I don't let me sit behind the bar. Like, I feel a little woozy.
Feel a little woozy here.
I would be like, sit me behind the bar, like, let me just pass out, call the police, do whatever.
Take me to the office, something.
She still going, like, she literally passing up people who could be helping her. Like, oh, I'm sorry. Going to grab a purse and shit. Like, girl, where are you going?
Going to coat check.
And so she gets attacked.
But yeah, so, you know, since she's supposed to be going on a trip, of course, nobody's going to be looking for her.
This reminds me of, you know what I'm about to say? You don't know what I'm about to say. Valentine.
Well, I was going to say it happened in Valentine. Yeah,
when she was supposed to go on the trip and everybody was like, well, she's not. I'm like, oh, God. Here
but, dude, it happens to her again in this movie.
Shut up. And so
she wakes up. We finally get it. We finally get a successful kidney heist. So Lisa wakes up in the tub full of ice, and she's like, what the hell is going on? And somebody has removed that girl kidney.
Yeah, but maybe it's because of the ice. Because I'm like, she doesn't seem like she's in pain. But she can see that the killer is in the kitchen. Like, she can see through the bathroom. It's like a straight shot from the bathroom to the kitchen.
Yeah, I think for this case, it might have just been adrenaline.
Okay. And she's like, okay, ow, I see blood, I see gore, I'm in the tub. Let me try to step out. So she steps out. She was doing it slowly. The killer wasn't paying her no damn mind, which the killer was throughout this whole movie, the killer don't be paying these victims any fucking mind. He lets them do whatever they want to do. So she's like stepping out. The ice is coming out, of course. I'm forgiving her a lot because, I mean, there's only so much you can do. So she steps out one foot, steps out the second foot. Of course, she slips on the ice. And it's like, it's not even that she slipped, it's that she hit the floor. And so she hit the floor. Then he realized, oh, shit going on. He's so damn whack. She still got time to stumble to the door. She pulls a Sidney Prescott with that. I hate that. I don't know why.
Door behind the door.
I don't know why that irritates me, but stop playing with me. So she drops some stuff behind the door.
Because what room has a door behind a door like that?
I haven't seen one in years. And that didn't even seem cute. Like, anyway. And so she pushes the door. I thought that was a package. And so she locks the bathroom door. She tries to call the police. Like, she looks through her stuff. He left her phone there. Dumbass killer. And so she manages to call the police. However, she literally tells them, you know, I'm in a tub of ice. And she's like, well, what, my gas? Your kidney's gone.
Who was on the phone? Who was on the phone? What's that one guy that talks with that super deep voice like that?
I don't.
Oh God. Oh, see, this is gonna bother me. This is gonna bother me.
He sounded like the chocolate lady from SpongeBob. Chocolate. And she's like, let me
Oh
guess, you're at the top
man.
of ice. And she's like, yeah. And she's like, your kidney's gone. Yeah. And so she's like, wait, what did she say? I have the bit. What did she said? Oh, she said I got my Princess Di over here too. And she hangs up.
Oh my God. Who is that man? I feel like he always plays gay in movies. And he talks like this.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. You're talking
Yes!
about he didn't used to talk this deep, but he still had the voice. You're
Who
talking
is
about the
it?
guy from Mrs. Doubtfire. I don't know his name.
Okay.
But the brother from Mrs. Doubtfire who was gay.
Yeah.
No, Mom, I was talking to the dog.
Yes, him. Okay.
Shelley Winters older or Shelley MacLaine older. Yeah, that guy.
Okay, I'm glad you. Okay. Cool.
I know who I know who you're talking about. He sounds terrible now. I'm surprised he's still
He
alive.
always sounds like that.
He has a smoker's voice, definitely.
But, I think that's who was on the damn phone with her.
And so yeah, the lady's like, she hangs up on her, she's done for. And so so this pisses me off because after this, she just stands there. She don't try to get out, she don't do nothing. Somehow the dog reaches the window and barks. So then she gets the idea, let me get out the window.
You take 2 weapons. One for the dog, one for the killer. I'm busting both y'all asses. I love dogs, but I'm busting your ass.
You're not about to play with
get
me.
up out of here.
No,
so I'm busting your ass.
And so she pushes the window up and she's like pulls a fucking Tatum, trying to get out the. It was pissing me off.
Yo, like, she should have dove.
I would have feet first because you can wiggle it out a little bit.
Yeah.
So
yeah, you'd want your feet to touch the ground going outside first instead of your hands. So you can
just start running,
booking it. Exactly.
And so the dog barking, the killer behind her. She has so much time to get out this window, but like because the killer is still trying to get through the door, but I don't know. She's just like, I don't know. I really don't know what's going on. Like, she's just pissing me off. I get you scared of the dog, but I'd rather take a dog bite than a stab. And so she's like, she don't get nowhere. I'm not even gonna hold you. She don't get nowhere. The killer busts through the door. He comes to the bathroom. He starts grabbing her legs. Then she turns around and starts kicking him. I thought she was gonna get free. Like, she's trying to kick him. He grabs her wound and he starts like pulling it in her skin, like her organs. And she was
grabbing onto a barbed wire.
That's how I know she wanted to live, but not that much. Because I would have been like, ew, can't do it. And so he like starts grabbing on her wound, and then he pulls her through so much that she's trying to grab on anything that the window breaks. This reminded me of Ghost and the glass shard at the end. And so it apparently reminded him of Ghost because he pulls her through just enough and then just closes the window on her head, decapitates her immediately. Damn. And then he gonna feed the dog some of her organ. Doctor. So yeah, she's dead as a doornail. We don't care though, because nobody knew who she was. Nobody cared about her.
Right. She wasn't even in the first. It would have been better if she was in the first scene with the little airplane. Maybe she was, and I didn't notice her. Yeah, but
I just thought she was just a friend at the bar, or just like some random. But no, she had to have been a part of the film class because she would have. When we find out the motive, she would have had to.
Yeah, maybe she was sitting in that seminar that was going on.
Yeah,
and we just didn't know she was there. Yeah,
she
so now
look.
We're back at our final girl, Amy, and she is peeking through the window at Travis Stark while he's working on his thesis film. She's definitely hot for him, and she basically asks him for help. And Travis is like, "Okay, yeah, well, come by tonight, and I'll help you a little bit on your thesis."
Tiffany talked about me, but she gonna skip over the worst fucking characters in the movie who pissed me off the whole time. Anthony Anderson and his weird ass friend with all this bullshit scaring people and them weird ass puns and lines. I was like, they're lame. Like they were
not enough blood. So while she's lusting over Travis, before she asks for help, Stan and Dirk, played by Anthony Anderson and friend, scared the shit out of her with like masks and stuff. And they're like the special effects guys, and they're really into just like blood and gore and just crazy, animatronics. That's their thing. So they leave, and then, like I said, she asked Travis for help, and she finally shows up to Travis's house later that day, or it might have been the next day. And Travis is sitting on the porch smoking a J and drinking some cognac. And Amy's like, well, "What's wrong?" He said, "Yeah, I got my thesis grade. C fucking minus."
Look, you passed, sir.
But it's just that if you get obviously he's not going to be able to get the Hitchcock
award.
Award.
Yeah.
So he tells her, well, I'm not able to help you, but I can give you a DP. His name is Simon.
Double penetration.
And then director of photography. Stupid. So then we finally get another urban legend. So this urban legend, Amy is shooting her film, and this one is Humans Can Lick Too. So that's the one where the girl hears noises or whatever, so she calls her dog over. The dog licks her hand, and she goes to sleep. It happens a couple times, and she wakes up in the morning, and the dog is dead in the bathroom, and there's something written on the mirror that says "Humans Can Lick Too." That was a really scary one for me.
That is scary as fuck, especially you have a dog, and I know Nola be. So I just, because now I
know her tongue at this point.
Look, now I gotta get up on it. Look, okay. And so, so they're filming that. She's a terrible actress, and this is like the theme. Like she's just terrible at, like, she sucks. And so, Sandra sucks. And so, they're all leaving. We don't get introduced to Vanessa, Eva Mendez's character, but they have to let us know that she's a lesbian because she tells the Simon the not DP. Videographer or cinema, the DP. And so she has to tell him, oh, if you were a girl, I'd fuck you. Like, is that the only way we know?
And then some girl pulls up, she's like, hey babe.
And I'm like, is this how we just know she's a lesbian? Like, okay. And so she was.
I didn't like the way they depicted lesbians. They don't all act like that.
She looked like she should have been in Monster. And so
and so they're wrong from South Africa.
And so Sandra's walking to her car with her costume, but she forgets her keys. How you forget your keys when you walk into your car, I don't know. Especially when you get all the way to your car. So no big deal. And of course, everyone's gone at this point. I'm just like, they don't wait for the women to get in there. Like, that was odd. But maybe this is.
Why didn't she cut any lights on?
She tried to cut the lights on. She cut them flashing lights on. And so she goes in, she's trying to look for shit. She turned on every damn thing but the lights, honestly. It's looking like Scream 2 up in there when Sydney was hacking the ropes and shit. And so
Agamemnon. And she finds her keys in the nasty blood and guts. How did she never?
There is no structure on this set.
I think somebody put them in. The killer put them in there. Because she wouldn't have dropped those in there. But I don't know how she would even thought to.
Your personal items are not supposed to be on set, though. That's what I'm like.
Oh yeah, and she also got a gig to play a coma patient on ER. So that's her excuse for nobody like wondering where she is, because she's supposed to be going out of town, of course.
Yeah, to LA. That's the best.
It just always happens like that. So
she's getting her keys.
Oh my gosh. The killer comes up and she's like, because the killer has a fucking camera. He's holding a camera filming her. And that was like kind of scary. Like, get that out of my face. And he's like chasing her down, and she's like, her fear is rising and rising and rising. And then the killer slashes her arm or something. And then she starts running. Then we skip to like Amy and crew. Not to the entrance
that she came from.
No. We skip to Amy and crew, and they are watching back what they filmed that day, and the reel somehow changes, and it's video footage of Sandra being chased by the killer. So I'm just gonna assume the killer did it, ran to the reel, threw it on there, and because it wasn't happening in real time, you know, we didn't have that technology in the year 2000. But like, damn, shouldn't you be tired, bitch?
Dedicated. And so they're all watching it. They're thinking like it's basically it's a snuff film, but they're thinking that it's like, it's weird because y'all are all there and y'all know y'all didn't shoot this. That's what. And so Amy's the only one who looks like visibly uncomfortable watching it.
Right. And even Mendez is over there like, get her, kill her.
She don't
like damn bitch, why you don't like Sandra?
Because she's a terrible actress, and she is bad. Like when they were showing like her actual takes, I was like, mayday. And then when she did the fucking karate shit, I was like, get out of my face.
So the killer ends up she kills her with a straight razor, and everybody still thinks it's fake. The killer had the knife in one hand, the camera in the other,
and somehow managed to kill your ass. She didn't take off a heel. She didn't try to
There was so many things she could have at least thrown at him.
She's literally in a place of props.
Props galore, man. I would have even threw fucking lettuce at him if it would have just got me some way to get away.
Okay,
anything.
Sydney in Scream 3. And so
Grandma.
Next day at school is a sad day because now we're told that Travis is just fucking dead. Apparently he went to the tower. There's this huge tower on campus and he blew his brains out. And this is very uncomfortable because the professor starts giving a speech and it's like the worst speech to give for a suicide victim. Like, yeah, he thought he let himself down, but he really let us down. I was like, oh my God. Like it was.
That's when we should have known.
Yeah,
but
it was.
I tell you what,
bad.
I didn't know for this one. I didn't know.
Y'all, it was bad. I was like, what the fuck? And so everybody's just like in the quad pretending to be sad. And here come Joey
Graham.
Lawrence. Oh.
Nothing my love can't fix for you, baby.
And he's all like, hey Amy, we should work on this, help me work on my thesis film, whatever, together. And she's like, no, bitch, I don't like you. And he's like, oh, well, let me spill your tea to everybody. And so he just turns into RuPaul and he's like, oh, bitch, I know that your daddy was a famous documentarian. And I know that he died doing it. And I know that's the only reason you got into this film school. And I know you have big shoes to fill. And I know this because I read your fucking file, ho. So you gonna help me or everybody gonna know? And she's just like, I can't wait till this movie is over so I can go film Once Upon a Time. And so yeah. Shit. Where are we?
So Amy's walking the campus and
I thought she ran again. But
no, she's at the tower. She's at the tower, kind of like, dang, I can't believe Travis did this. And she notices that the door is actually ajar. There's caution tape in the front, and the door is ajar. Mm-hmm. So she goes in there and she hears noises and she's like, come out, whoever you are. And the person comes out and it's Travis, bitch. But wait, no, bitch, it's Trevor. It is Travis's twin brother.
Yes, just as fine, but very dark and brooding and creepy for no fucking reason. Like, Billy Loomis, get out of my fucking face.
He didn't look as greasy as Billy Loomis, though.
And he's just like, yeah, we were twins. And I'm here because my brother didn't kill himself.
I'm the bad boy. I'm the bad boy.
Like,
I'm the one that should have died. I feel like
that's what
he mentions that he was not on the good side with the law. So he's gotten into a lot of trouble. And Travis, was very determined young man.
I'm so over the good twin, evil twin shit in movies. That trope is dead.
Yeah.
And so
I definitely agree with you there. Kill it.
She's like, well, I wanted to fuck your brother, but since you're here, I guess I'll fuck you. That's gonna be the energy throughout the entire fucking movie. That was lame. And so now we are recording, I don't know, just maybe audio.
So Amy's recording audio loops of screams for her film. The urban legend here is a ritual of screaming at midnight that actually masks a real murder. Mm-hmm.
Okay, because it was midnight, so hard to track these. I'm sorry.
Yeah, so at midnight, everybody's screaming, and then whoever in the urban legend takes that opportunity to go kill somebody so they can't hear that person screaming when they die.
Right. So the DP, I don't know why Simon is leaving because, well, I guess you don't need the photography because she's just recording sound.
Yeah, it's just audio. So he heads out. Mm-hmm.
So he heads out and he's walking downstairs.
Booyaka!
So the killer walk up behind him. Nobody hears the killer's steps because it's snowing. And so
it'd be even louder. It would be even louder. It is so how loud they don't when you stand on snow. It's like crunch, crunch. Go look up videos of people trying to climb Mount Everest.
Stop, don't mention Mount Everest another time during this podcast. And so
I fell down that rabbit hole one day on TikTok. I fell down.
And so
it's very unfortunate. It hasn't been a good climbing season, and I'm glad.
Yeah, because stop doing that. And so the killer come up, he got the boy camera, and he just started bashing him with the camera, like repeatedly. Bludgeon him. I will give Simon don't fight back, but it seems like it takes him a while to go down. So he's very durable. But the screams are happening, and he's actually calling for help during his bludgeoning. But the killer is killing him so slowly. But he's just bam, bam, bam. And so when they're done with the screams, Amy's like, wait a minute. And she hears his screams. This dramatic ass, she dropped the boom mic the same time the killer dropped the camera. Camera rolls around.
How would Amy hear that? He was clear across campus.
Was it? I thought it was just above them. I thought they were in like a basement and then he went above them. But no, because he was coming down the stairs.
Oh, so okay, never
maybe
mind.
It was
so
the room. Maybe it was
she could hear it because of the boom mic.
Yeah.
That's why it. Oh, okay,
yeah.
okay. Because I was wondering why nobody else heard it.
Those things pick up a lot of sound. And so so she drops the boom mic the same time the killer drops the camera and it rolls around. You can see his dead body. I was like, I know the cinematographer thought they were doing something when they did that shit.
They thought they did a big
one.
They said he
and
said,
so she don't
tell
she don't tell nobody. She don't tell nobody. She don't call for help. She runs out herself.
That's not true. Oh yeah, she doesn't tell anybody in that room.
No, not when she goes looking for him originally. Because she doesn't see the body. The body's, but there's blood and a cigarette on the snow, but she don't see that. So she goes to Reese and tells Reese up in there.
And Reese in there, Foxy, hey Foxy, Miss Foxy Brown.
And so she walk up in there and like, look, bitch, we need to go over this camera footage because I think somebody got killed. I heard screams. And she like, what? Well, you little honky. Get somebody ass out here. You think I got
Amy, I gotta do my rounds. I gotta do my rounds.
Doing your damn rounds when you was in here singing. Don't fucking play with me, ho. See, it's shit like...
That's what Amy says. She says, have you been watching this all night? Yeah, you act like I've been sitting here watching movies. Reese,
playing in her
damn. Why you lying?
I hate when people playing. They like, don't play in my face. And so, so they go back and forth, and basically she's like, let me see the tapes, and she's like,
okay.
I don't know nothing about that, but I'll see. You better bring these back to me if you find something. It don't even sound right. So you're gonna let a student just take the security camera?
She said she wanted to view the last hour. It's just us. It's a camera pointed to like a walkway in front of a building. They could have just fast forwarded through it and found out what happened within like 2 to 3 minutes.
Like Beverly Sutphin said, rewind. And so, but no, that don't work. Amy takes the tapes. She goes. She rewinds. She sees the murder happen. Like literally, it's all on candy camera. So what happens? Of course, here come old boy.
So
I mean the killer.
He chases her through the fucking music room, like it's Scream 2 or something.
Oh yeah,
like,
yeah.
I was getting Scream 2 flashbacks of Gail Weathers being in that soundproof room.
We need to see when this movie came out versus Scream 2 because I feel like they definitely plagiarized this.
Scream 2 came out in 97 or 98. This came out in 2000.
Oh yeah, lazy plagiarism at best. So yeah, she go running. They eventually make their way outside. This is what, of course, she drops the tape, and she drops the tape that she needed. Like, of course, and then she falls into the fucking water. I was like, what the
I know shit. I know it's cold.
The baby, because remember it's snowing now, and so
but Reese catches up to her
with no help. She's like
they were chasing. Yeah, so he chased her all the way down to the... Well, she hid in the sewer, and he's like, I gotcha, bitch. And he comes down there, and he's chasing her, he's running, and then she runs into Reese, and the killer runs off. Yeah. And Reese was like, see, I do watch these cameras. I'm like, bitch, you only watching them now because she came in here. You wasn't watching, you was watching Foxy.
Right, and then she's like, you didn't see her? She's like, I ain't seen nothing but your little white ass run. I was like, oh my God, who wrote this shit? Who wrote this shit? Like,
so Reese doesn't believe her. Oh, I'm sorry. Was that this? This wasn't the sewer part. That was a little later. Oh,
no, this was it. You're right. No, you're right.
Okay. So Reese is like, well, I don't believe you. I think that Reese was playing like she didn't believe her so that the killer could continue to do it, because there's no way in this world Reese would not believe her after all the shit that she went through at Pendleton. So I think Reese was playing dumb.
I had another theory. I thought my theory was she didn't believe her based on who the killer was from the first movie. I felt that she was like, well, it was a white girl this last time. The killer is probably this white girl. You feel like, I know it sounds far-fetched, but that's what I was thinking. I was thinking she was like, Brenda was just like this, acting like the victim, running, Brenda was running too and all scared and stuff. So I thought she was getting flashbacks like, oh, well, it was a white girl last time, and girl, I'm watching you. Because like, she was kind of of it. Well, she didn't really help in the other one, but you know, it just seemed like she was after the guys more, and now she's like, well, it has to be a girl because the girl was a killer the last time. So that's why I thought she was not believing her.
Okay, both could be true.
Yeah, both could be true. But
so
she does
Amy,
play it off. She plays it off in the yeah. So yours may be right.
Because she looks back like,
and I hate
vandals.
that look on her face.
It's vandals, baby, vandals. So Amy calls up Trevor, and she's like, I believe Travis didn't kill himself either. And she tells him about the killings, like, you know, Sandra's fucking missing, Lisa's fucking missing, Simon, I saw him get killed, and the killer chased me. So they still continue on filming this fucking movie.
Yeah, and well, I mean, I guess there's no hard evidence, so they can't call the cops, but it's just like, you're not scared? And so
I would leave. I would go and film my movie somewhere else.
Because why are they limited to the campus?
Well, except for this next scene when they're at the fucking old town carnival. So this urban legend is a carnival comes to town and has a tunnel of terror, which is a ride filled with fake bloody corpses. And in the morning, the carnival is gone and a bunch of kids are missing. And it turns out that the bodies were real. I don't know how it turns out that the bodies were real if the carnival's gone. I guess they just threw the bodies on the floor and then grabbed new bodies from the kids that are missing. Not sure.
Don't they have to take their equipment? Like,
I don't, baby, I don't know. They put up and break down those carnivals so fast. I cannot for the life of me get on another carnival ride. To this day. Thanks for the ride, lady. But I will not get on them. No, after seeing like shit just fall apart, no. I don't know if I've reached a certain age, but this past Christmas I went to Magic Mountain and I got on all the rides. Six Flags Magic Mountain in California. I got on all the rides, but I was so fucking scared. And I'm usually like, woo, woo. I was like,
that is odd.
I don't know what it is. I don't know, because I hadn't been to a theme park in a long time, since before the panty. So let's say like 2018 was the last time I went to a theme park. And I was like so scared. I couldn't believe it. I kept getting on them because hell, I paid the fucking money to go to the park. But I was so scared. And it had me like rethinking. If you get a chance, look up Goliath. It's like the biggest drop ever. And it's like, I was just frightened.
You went on that? You're crazy as hell. See, I've gotten used to the Universal and Disney rides.
Oh, so yeah, those
are light, and I can handle them. Even though there's one that I don't like, that music one. But the music one at Universal, like where they play the music, it's like the big drop down.
Oh, Rip Ride Rocket.
Yes, I don't like that. I don't like that drop. I
like that ride.
And
well, I don't know if I like it. I haven't been on it in so long. I'm probably scared the shit out of me.
Yeah, you might need to go back. Go revisit Disney. And so
I need to go to Disney. I'm trying to me and a friend, we've been talking about it. I don't know how serious she is trying to go to Tokyo Disney.
I will literally stop talking to you for about 3 weeks. I'll stop talking to you for about 3 weeks.
Why don't you just come with us?
I hate you. And so oh my gosh.
So they show up to the mine ride, and Stan and Dirk are down there and they're setting up all the dead corpses to, you know, fulfill the urban legend. And then Graham is still mad at Amy. Why is he still there? Why is he still working with her? I guess he just needed another speaking line in the movie, because he shows up at the end too for no fucking reason. So you know,
shit, we forgot Toby. I'm sorry. Little exposition with Toby. Toby is also not working. The reason Simon had to work on the film is because Toby felt like Amy was stealing his idea for the thesis, for the urban legends thing.
Toby's airplane movie was not fucking horror. Toby's airplane movie was comedy. Bullshit. It was comedy. It was like the comedy movie Airplane. With
just had to add why Toby's not there and why Simon had to be brought in and why Toby has a grudge against her. Because there are multiple people with grudges against her to build up your list of.
They hate her guts.
Yeah, to build up your list of suspects. But yeah, go ahead.
Right. So they're setting it up. So if they pull up and Stan and Dirk are setting everything up, I don't know how much time has passed, but she turns to Vanessa and the rest of the crew and she's like, "Hey, you guys can go ahead and break for lunch." I'm like, "Damn, didn't y'all just get fucking here?" So Vanessa's like, "Are you sure?" And she's like, "Yeah, go ahead and break for lunch." So Stan and Dirk are still there. So Amy gets in one of the mine carts. Kind of reminds me of, I don't know,
Donkey Kong.
Big Thunder. But it's like a real leisurely ride. It goes a little fast at sometimes. So she's riding in it, and then we skip back to Stan and Dirk. Oh babies, they just was in there
So
doing
sick
it
of Anthony Anderson in these fucking horror films. First of all, he was working in the 90s. Second of all, I liked him better in Scream 4. This was terrible. Like his character in this movie pissed me off. And so he's sitting up there setting shit up. This was kind of sad because the killer just come and wank with
beat the fuck out of him, then ends up electrocuting him in the gut. I was like, damn.
Like it was just so like no chance for survival. Like he just wanked him.
But how would the killer know that will work?
It was very far fetched. The electrocution was very far fetched.
Yeah, so then we get little Dirk coming up, and the killer busts his hands up as he's climbing up a ladder. So Dirk start running, and then the killer ends up pushing him into the fucking control panel, electrocuting him too.
That was far fetched. I was like, you are not just Jason from Freddy vs. Jason. Stop. Like these kills are just painful because that was just weak to me. That was a weak.
The only good kill was Lisa.
Okay, touche.
So Amy is in the mine cart, and this causes the mine cart to stop.
Mm-hmm.
Skirt. So she has to get out, and then of course she finds Stan and Dirk's dead bodies. And here comes the killer again.
This part pissed me off because as the killer's coming down the stairs, she's just looking at him up the stairs, and I'm like, he don't see her down there. You have to look. He's looking down. But somehow she manages to get on the outside of the stairs and climb up to where they pass each other going up. I was like,
this is where I said underground. So she was like, there was a manhole above her, and she was looking up at the manhole, and he was looking down at her. I don't know how well you can see in masks like that at night, but they make it seem like just me, like right here, how I see. No. He did see her. So he ran. So he went over there and he started to climb down the ladder.
Mm-hmm.
And so he's climbing down, and Amy is on the back of the ladder. There's like a little backup. So she's behind him. I thought that was very clever. Like that was very clever.
I would have saw her motherfucking ass. I'm sorry, but when she jumps on the ladder, that's when he realizes, oh, she's up there, and he starts the chase starts and.
She gets out. The popos are called, and the popos are like,
they don't believe a damn thing.
No. Oh, just accident. It was an accident. Like
accidental electrocution.
In what other situation can somebody die and the police will meet with no CSI, no investigating? It was an accident.
Mm-hmm.
It was how was it? Like I could see Dirk's maybe being an accident. Say maybe he was walking and he tripped and he fell back into the control panel. But Stan, no, it was in his gut.
Yeah. But there's no autopsy there's no ambulance,
There's no way. Like Amy would be at the fucking police station still. She would not be home. Right.
Because at the very least, you're a suspect.
Everybody that was working on that film Vanessa, all the crew, everybody would have been in the police station being questioned.
There's a formula to it. A very simple formula. Everybody's a suspect. So
right, but in this movie, they're acting like they're not.
Yeah. Even Reese is like, what the fuck y'all doing? And they kind of throw some shade at her, like, rent a cop. With your gun and badge.
I mean, it was a real gun. It wasn't a taser. So then we have a fucking dream sex scene.
So Amy show up to Trevor. Yeah, to Trevor, and she going off on him because she was basically like, where the fuck were you, bitch? You were supposed to be here. And he's like, I was helping you, but go ahead and lay down.
Look, take these pills and lay down, Amy.
So she lay down, and all of a sudden, she wake up to kissing, caressing, and rubbing. Baby, they just doing it, and he loving on her. But then he gets creepy, and he stops, getting into it. Then he stabs her. She wake up. Oh, it was just a dream. But he's also gone. And so she looks out the window and she sees lights coming on at the tower. She like, what the fuck is going on here? I'm nosy. I'm a white girl. Let me go see what's going on. And so
let me call Reese because there's lights flickering at the tower.
She didn't have time for all that. She just had time to put her clothes on and get outside. And so she literally running like, I gotta get, like, she has to just catch what's going on. She get up there. Here go Vanessa turning around in the chair. I was like, oh, so Vanessa's the killer. I immediately
well.
I was like, what the fuck is this weird shit? She's like, you left me a note. We don't ever find out what was on the fucking note, but apparently it was left.
No, so the note basically is expressing that Amy wants to be with her.
That's not how she was responded.
Well, she was like, I didn't believe it at first, but then I could kind of see it. So that's what the note basically says. She has romantic feelings for her, and Amy's like, I ain't writing no note.
And so,
I
yeah,
haven't written anything this entire movie. What are you talking about?
And so Amy's like, no homo. And so,
and again, the school should have been shut down at this point
because 2 kids died. We don't even see the dean. Like, we don't see any. But bruh.
He's probably, what did he say? With a girl, a guy, or farm animal. That's because he got ran over by those spikes, the driverless car.
So at this point, it seems like this is like that movie from that school from Accepted where it's not a real school. And so yeah, so
a dummy somehow falls from the ceiling.
Literally. And so Amy's like, let's get the fuck up out of here. Vanessa's one thing I respect about Vanessa, she gotta have some Afro-Latino in her. Cause though she's asking questions, my girl don't stop running. What is that down there? Who the fuck's down there? Baby, up some stairs though. She don't stop one.
Just like when you see black people running, you run after them. Like, what are you running for? What are you running for? What was that? Was that on Abbott Elementary where they all like ran?
That was Harlem.
Oh, Harlem.
When they just broke out running.
Phone battery.
Like, and she was just looking for a phone charger. And so
are they having a season 3? I like that.
Yes, they are. They have a season 3, but apparently it's gonna be like shorter. It's like 8 or 6 episodes. It's shorter.
Oh, it's probably like the final season.
Well, I don't know. Jasmine Guy was pissed about it though. I know that much.
I mean, old girl got married, so what more can we do with her character? She was like the vixen of the cast, and now she's engaged. I'm sorry, engaged.
She's engaged. But somebody's pregnant. And so
well, not the girl that went gay.
I hate you. And so
they run to
the bell tower. And so they get up there. It's like they do everything to get the killer to not come. They drop the thing down, but he still gets in. They go hide in the closet. The killer opens the closet.
But they don't lock the door or they don't hold the handle.
No. Therefore, he comes and he only grabs Vanessa, but he only grabs Vanessa by the hair, lock her up in there, put a screwdriver on the thing. So she's in there permanently. That's when she realizes that Simon's body and Sandra's body is in there. We don't see Lisa's though, which is odd, but whatever. But yeah. So she just hears screaming and stuff, and she's just knocking on the door. She's like, help, help, help. And then suddenly she turns into Jason Voorhees and busts the damn door open. And I'm like, when did you get super strength? Like, there's no way that screwdriver was in that hole. There's no way that door's coming undone.
Adrenaline. So Amy's out there. She's
Scream 3
booking
is a bad movie. Okay.
She is booking it. And she
Wait,
runs
Vanessa's
past
hanging from the bell. Come on now.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, I forgot about her. So she comes out and Vanessa is hanging by her neck. Hanging. So we don't see how she dies. We don't see the killer kill her, but we just see that she is now dead.
Which is always a red herring thing to me when we don't see them kill, but that wouldn't.
But being hung and your feet can touch the ground, she did.
Okay. And so,
this isn't Rosewood. So Amy runs out. And Reese is in her security SUV, and Amy runs past her. Reese is like, "What the hell?"
And so
baby, where you going?
She runs into Trevor, and she's like, "Where the fuck were you? Why'd you leave?" And he was like, "I gotta show you something." He don't ever give no good, solid explanation. It's always some bullshit, like red herring. So he goes.
When you call, this brings me back to Leprechaun, Ozzy. Help! Help! The attack is on. You have to say something that will get the cops there immediately. Immediately. I am a white woman and there's a black man trying to break in my house. There in 2 seconds. Come on, let's keep it real. This is my people. This is real life. Do that.
And so, he's like, I gotta show you something. And so she's like, what? And he's like, this. And so they go into the I don't know, the media room, and basically he's showing her
the editing room,
and he's showing her one of Travis's films, and he's like, I did a search.
It was before that, so he did the search first. He said, here's all the people that were that worked on Travis's film, but and nothing comes up. But when I remove your name from the list, boom, it shows up Trevor's thesis film, which is called Gods of Men. So Amy's like, let's go check out the movie. So they go and get the reel with the movie, and they then put the movie on.
And she was like, well, damn, he did deserve a C- for this bullshit. And
What the fuck was that? It looked like a white Amistad.
yes. And so, but they, as the movie's ending, like, she's like, wait a minute, pull that back. So they rewind it. And, I don't even know the technical stuff. And I feel really bad since I majored in media production, but the film has been spliced, and
yeah.
spliced like the movie. And so,
correct. Alien bitch.
And so that's when she realizes
did she like turn into a man? Oh no,
it was
yeah, she turned into a man.
Yeah, okay.
And impregnated the lady.
Yeah.
I fucking hate that movie.
No, you don't. It hurts, bitch. And
so with the splicing, they noticed that, you know, it was a hard splice. So somebody really messed with it. And Amy's like, this is the final cut. Hence the name. So it shouldn't have a splice on it. And so Trevor is like, okay, so somebody put Travis's credits on his movie. And she's like, no, I think somebody put this movie on Travis's credits. So now they know what's going on. They know at least a little bit of the motive. Somebody was after this movie, and that's why, you know, bad things happen to Trevor.
Yeah.
So they realize that the only person left on the list is Toby that's still alive.
Yeah.
So they somehow know he's going to be driving down this road at night. I don't fucking know. I don't know if she texts him and
because
said,
he ain't fucking Frosty. That's why. That's what this scene reminded me of.
I can see your house from up here.
Yeah, the stop sign scene just reminded me of that. When he killed the car and when they killed the cop at the stop sign.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And so they ambush his ass. And they hold him at gunpoint, like, bitch, you coming with us. So they tied this motherfucker up, put tape on him and everything. Like, this is kidnapping, you guys. And so
hello.
They put a gun up to him, and they're basically trying to get him to admit that he was behind on the murders and that he did this, you know, the splicing. And he's basically like, I didn't touch that fucking film.
Before he starts explaining everything, they call the professor in there.
Oh, to expose. So
the professor sit down.
Professor
like,
Solomon.
And they're like, Professor, Toby is the one behind all of this because he is the only other person that worked on Trevor's film. And he's like,
they don't call the cops though. They call the okay. He's committing murders, but you call the professor so he gets an F. And so
why didn't they take Toby to Reese's office? And then ask the professor to come over there.
Facts.
They go to like some fucking sound lot that has like 3 different fucking stages in there for there's like an alien, and then there's like a OK Corral,
Star Trek,
then maybe like a paintball room. I don't fucking know. It was just stupid. So they
campus room, yeah, like a set. It was nightmare Camp Crystal Lake looking. Oh no, it was a graveyard.
Yeah. No, it was a graveyard because Reese says something about it.
Yeah.
So Trevor is acting like Travis at this point. So you know everybody's like super Toby and Professor Solomon are super surprised. Like, what? How are you still alive? And Trevor's like, yeah, Toby, you worked on my movie on the sound. And Toby's like, no, I didn't. You just said I did, so I get the credits to fucking graduate.
Right.
And Trevor's like, hum. Like, what can he say now? And Toby's like, yeah, what the fuck? I just wanted to graduate. So then here comes the professor. You know what's messed up about that? And they're like, what? I gave you an A for nothing. Wow! And then he shoots Toby through the door. And oh my God, guys, the professor did it. Did you guess it?
No. I wasn't even thinking about the professor. He didn't even cross. They didn't show him enough, honestly. Besides that weird ass speech about the unaliving yourself, they didn't really give him a lot.
But thinking about it, the only person that knew that Amy was filming an urban legends type movie was Reese. No, Reese didn't even know at the time. It was Amy, the people on her set, and the professor, because remember she had to get his approval first.
Yeah.
So, but still, even though I knew that, I didn't even put him in the equation.
He wasn't around enough he wasn't giving creepy looks. He just wasn't around enough. And so
One
basically,
thing I appreciate about this is he didn't get all loopy fucking crazy when he was revealed to be the killer. I was so glad because I was waiting.
You didn't want him to be like,
Stu.
Brenda,
wake up, Natalie.
And so,
and oh wait, somehow Graham is there.
He's filming the whole thing. He was filming the whole thing on his phone. And so, he like,
good goddamn well, when no damn cameras on phones back then.
On a flip phone. And so there's this struggle, like they literally struggle when Tiffany's mentioning the rooms. It's because they battle throughout all the rooms. They just tackle each other, run through I'm just like, what the fuck is happening here? What?
And he basically tells them that he was a student at Alpine University and he was up for the Hitchcock Award, and it was a tie between him and somebody else, and there was a decision maker, a tiebreaker, and that tiebreaker person was Amy's father.
And so he blames her dad of him not getting the career that he deserved. And so this is his way of
you know what? He probably killed her daddy too.
And this was his way of getting back, because he's basically going to frame her for the murder.
But here's the thing. You didn't get the Hitchcock Award. Okay. Did you continue to work in Hollywood, or did you just fucking give up did you give up? You didn't even try.
Yeah, because that's like, I mean, this is not the same, but it's like when you lose American Idol but you're the runner-up. Look at their careers. Like Jennifer Hudson did not win American Idol, however, Oscar. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, that's a very odd way to look at it. It's
right.
Like, this is not your only opportunity. You still have a degree in this field. So it's like,
yeah, it just didn't make sense. And if he had such a good movie that was like a real tiebreaker, why didn't he just take that movie and move on to something else?
You could have gone to Sundance, South by Southwest. I'm acting like this existed back then. I don't know if it did,
but you know what I'm saying? I don't know.
You could have taken it to it, like, you know, there are, like, this is how
a local. It could have been a fucking local theater and played it there.
This is how those films get famous. Like, yeah, he was just fucking losing. He was lazy. And so the struggle pursues. Reese shows up, and basically,
well, Graham's phone rings, so that's how Amy is able to get away.
Yeah.
So the professor has Trevor hostage, and like, I'll fucking shoot him if you don't come out. And so Amy finally comes out, and she has a gun in her hand, and she hits him. She hits him below the belt. So he was gonna blame all the murders on Amy because of the movie that she was doing, and she told that bitch, "Those that can't do, teach." And he was through the roof, baby.
That's when he loses it. And so
freeze, sucker.
Here come Reese, and she's like, you know, get from down here, get your ass up, get off my porch. Just very,
the white girl, get out of the graveyard right now.
And so she come down,
drop the gun,
kick it over there. And so she kicks it, and then she's like, all right, you too. And so he's basically, and so the professor's basically like, you know, they were trying to kill me, you know, she's crazy, all this kind of stuff. You saw her run from the tower and all that kind of stuff. And so she's like, come over, Professor, by me and be safe. And so, you know, she has the gun on Amy and Trevor. And so that's when she's like, but you know what? I didn't tell anybody I saw her running from the tower. And so she puts the gun on the professor. And so it's just like, she's smart. So that's where I was like, okay, she proved me right. Maybe she was watching. I don't know. I don't want to give her too much. I don't think she was watching the whole time, but this was a great moment.
And then this is a dumb moment. Toby comes out of the with a chair still tied to the chair, but like Lil Woozy here, walking like he don't know what's going on. I don't know, maybe he's just suffering from blood loss. He's just out of his mind. And that turns Reese's attention to him. So the professor takes the opportunity to punch Reese in her fucking mouth. And Reese bleeds down, and she says, motherfucker.
I was so mad. Because I'm like, you went down so easily in the first movie, but now he punched, this grown man punches you in the face, and all of a sudden you boxing. Get the fuck out of my face. Balrog.
Motherfucker. You said Balrog.
And so that's when all the guns fall, like, because there are prop guns and all the guns fall. This part pissed Tiffany. Because when she said, woo, 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 I was like, what the fuck is Loretta Devine doing?
You would think she was stepping on some fucking hot coals or something.
I was like, why is she doing, woo, because there's prop guns and there's the real guns. So they're trying to figure out where the real guns are. So all of them got guns now, and they all pointing them at each other. And so everybody like, freeze, sucker. And so Trevor tries to shoot the professor, but it's a fake gun. He drops his. Reese's drops a fake gun. She drops hers. Amy got the real gun apparently, but the professor, you know, I don't know why the fuck you try to.
Well, Amy has Reese's gun that's etched in gold. That's why she knew it was the real gun.
Yeah. And so he tries to charge her. I don't understand this part. Like, what the fuck?
Well, Amy knows she has a real gun, and Reese sees that she has a real gun too, and so Amy starts shaking. She's like, I ain't never killed nobody. I don't.
Right. So she's like,
Even though you're trying to do this to me, there's a possibility that I could just get you out of the equation without killing you. So she's scared and she asks Reese for help, and Reese is like, "Give me the gun, sugar. Give me the gun, sugar." And then Solomon just runs at her. And I just think he ran at her because he figured that the gun was fake as well.
Okay.
But I mean, if that was the case, he should have just ran out the room.
Thank you. And bam, shot goes off. And so they both kind of like fall. And so he's Trevor's like, Amy. And so that's when when he pulls her off of him, that's when you see who the bullet's in, and it's in the professor. And so
oh, happy day.
And so flash forward, you see that Amy is getting the award. They're at this big ceremony thing. Yeah.
You fast forward to the Hitchcock Awards, and Trevor is accepting the Hitchcock Award for his brother Travis.
Yeah. I don't know why I thought she won it.
So when I was watching it, and I just thought to myself, why would you give this award to a dead guy? Where are the grants and accolades going to go for him? He could have had the honorary Hitchcock Award, and we could have gave this to the runner-up. Which I guess maybe Amy got it because she was.
Yeah, because
Toby damn sure didn't get it.
And so there's this guy, he has a gun in the Raptors. Reese comes up and she's like, "Oh no, motherfucker, not at Big Mama's house." And so she pops him about
She's
7-8 times.
You motherfucking hussy.
She pops him about 7-8 times. He falls, and that's when you realize
bitch, it's another movie.
Yeah, this is part of Amy's movie. I'm so tired of this movie and a movie thing.
Yes, and Amy's movie is called Urban Legends, and Toby and Graham are working on it. Graham is her agent, and basically Amy's like, "How am I doing, Trevor?" And Trevor, who has no acting ability, no accolades, nothing, and he's like, "You're doing good." I'm like, "Bitch, how do you know?"
Just nepotism.
And then the credits roll, and then this is Pierre's favorite part.
Fuck you. And so the TV goes off, and this is when you see it's revealed that the professor did not die. I didn't like this part, which I guess this plays into your theory with the Scream movies that they need to leave these killers alive. And so the professor's paralyzed from the neck down, and he's like in the mental institution. And that's when you see his nurse is Brenda from the first movie, and she's rolling him, and she's just like, "I love those movies, don't you? We have a lot in common." And she just rolls him out while the credits roll. I was like, okay, that's interesting.
How did Brenda go to school to become a nurse?
She was in school in the last one, remember? When she was like, "Let's see how this story really goes." She finished her degree. Don't get her wrong. Don't get her fucked up.
Well, you know what? You're right, because nobody believed that she did it. Remember, they brushed it under the carpet. So,
and she was at another school.
Honestly, she should have went to go kill fucking Natalie and what was Jared Leto's character?
I don't know.
Paul. Yeah. So, she should have been trying to kill the big three. Fuck big three. It's just big me. So that was, shout out to Kendrick Lamar. That was the end of Urban Legends Final Cut. It was not a good predecessor to Urban Legend. Urban Legend number one was like leaps and bounds better. But I will say Urban Legends Final Cut is leaps and bounds better than Urban Legends 3 Bloody Mary. We will not.
Fuck you. I loved that movie. That was a pretty good movie. I recently just rewatched it because it's on Amazon Prime, and I did rewatch it. Was it? Maybe it was terrible. Maybe I just thought a guy and it was cute. Anyway,
So I'm gonna give Urban Legends Final Cut 4.5. I mean, watch it if you wanna. Shit.
I'm gonna give it a 3. I'll give it a 3.5. I'll give it a 3.5. It just felt like a lot of this. I've seen this in other movies. It felt like they were literally, it was lazy plagiarism. Also, it's not like the first movie just let you get to know the characters, but there was at least something that I didn't know anything about these people. I knew Graham was an asshole.
It was too many characters. That's all it was.
So when they started knocking them off,
4 or 5.
Yeah, because when they started knocking them off, I was like, "How is this an urban legend? How is her hanging from the bell tower in urban?" I was like,
speaking of which, I have the 4 urban legends from this movie, and you can tell me which one's your favorite. So at number 1, we have the kidney heist. Number 2, humans can lick 2. Number 3, screams at midnight, and number 4, the carnival kids.
I like the kidney heist.
I'm gonna go with the kidney heist because that's the only one that fucking happened.
Yeah, and they talked about it in the first one, but they never actually did it. Like there were allusions
Brenda
to it.
Failed. She had no ice. I think that was the problem.
Well, she didn't get time to even get her kidney out.
Cause Shazam came in the room. Sugar.
She really called that girl Sugar. So yeah.
Sound like an old black lady from New Orleans.
No, she would have said baby. And
with a big fat arm.
All right, end it now. How dare you? Oh, I just the beignets were so good. And so damn. I've been thinking about just taking a day trip to New Orleans just to go to the airport to get the beignets and get back on the flight.
Wow. I'm pretty sure you can get a cheap little Spirit or Frontier flight for that.
Yeah, and just literally just hop in. You can even like run to Bourbon, get something to eat, and then hop back on the flight. Just a day trip.
I mean, why don't you just Google? There might be a place out there that has them. When I lived in Atlanta, there was a place that sold beignets.
You talking about in Texas?
Yeah, just Google around where you are.
But they don't taste the same. No, they don't taste like. There's just something about, I don't know. Maybe their dough it don't taste the same. It's like you have powdered sugar and it looks like square, but it's like. I know what the inside is supposed to taste like. It don't taste like that.
You want to know something that's in the frozen section that actually tastes like what you get at the place? Auntie Anne's, the little pretzel bites, the cinnamon sugar ones, they sell them in the frozen section and they taste just like fucking
You're lying.
I'm not. They sell them at Target.
I didn't know they sold them.
They're amazing. You put them in the oven. I wouldn't think they would sell them. Butter, you shake that bitch up.
Well, I guess, it's not bad for business because it's just,
like a lot of places don't taste the same when you get home. Those taste the same. I'm not even lying. Put it on your grocery list next time. I'll probably gain 10 pounds eating those over the holidays.
Damn, I'm mad you told me that. I'm done for. I'm done for.
It's almost summer, baby. Well, all right, guys, that will do it for Urban Legends Final Cut. Please be sure to come back next week when we review I Know What You Did Last Summer. The OG. Yes.
Getting back to OG status. Women's locker room, baby. The women's locker room. Checking out.
What are you waiting for, huh? What are you waiting for? Oh, my seat.
So yeah. And it's so. I love that we're doing this during summertime. So yeah, because 4th of July. But
I forgot it was a 4th of July movie.
So yeah, let's get into this. I'm ready for you.
Get into it.
Thanks for watching, guys.
Bye. Where did you hide it, Dan?